So welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers, 429 C Street, October 4th, 2022. Please silence all electronic devices. As a courtesy of those in attendance, thank you very much. Regular session will begin immediately following our closed session. This is going to be our 5:30 p.m. closed session. The item set aside for City Council to meet in closed session to discuss matters pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D4. City Attorney will provide an oral report regarding the closed session at the beginning of the next regular City Council meeting. 1, Government Code Section 54956.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, initiation of litigation pursuant to paragraph 4, subdivision D of section 54956.9, deciding whether to initiate litigation of one case. That's it? I thought you were going to say something. So with that, we are in closed session. Thank you very much. Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers, 429 C Street, October 4th, 2022. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy of those in attendance. Thank you very much. This is our regular session, and we're going to go ahead and stand for the invocation by Nathan Olson. And after invocation, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for those in these chambers. We ask that you be here with us, keep calm heads, and that the will of the people and your will shine through this evening, Lord, and the decisions we make. In Jesus' name we ask this. Amen.
Amen.
Ready, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Roll call.
Good evening, Councilmember Cheney.
Here.
Councilmember Gornick.
Here.
Councilmember Orth.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Matthews. Present. And Mayor Lyons.
Here.
Thank you.
Here's have it.
It's not.
It's still a vote. Move on. Agenda approval, additions and or deletions.
There are none, Mayor and Council, but I also want to note for the record that there's nothing to report from closed session.
Okay. Closed session report. I'm kidding. I know. I heard that.
He's efficient.
Public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and the appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens it to the public. So with that being said, looks like we have our first public comment. Oh, he was ready to rock and roll. Sir, your name and your address.
My address?
Yeah, or where do you live?
Okay. Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. I live in Hanford, 1042 Raymond Road. I used to live in Lemoore, but I'm here as a government official to give you an update on what I do and how we do it and how it impacts the city of Lemoore.
Did I miss your name or no?
Abraham Valencia.
Okay.
All right. So as I mentioned, my name is Abraham Valencia. I'm the Kings County Office of Emergency Services Manager. I just wanted to come before you to present myself, tell you a little bit about my office, what we do, and also let you know about some projects that are going to benefit the city of Lemoore. I was born and raised here in Kings County. I graduated from Lemoore High School, graduated from West Coast College, Lemoore. My sister owns a small business here. I have family and friends that live here in Lemoore. So as an individual, I have a huge interest in the public safety of the city of Lemoore. Now, as a public official, as the emergency services manager, my role is to make sure that our county and our cities are prepared for disasters and emergencies. Part of that, and one of the foundations of that, is having a hazard mitigation plan that assesses our risks, our threats in our community. And so on June 4th, 2019, the city of Lemoore agreed to partner with my office in updating our hazard mitigation plan as a multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan. What the benefit of that is that we don't each have to do our own. We partner, and then we save money because we're doing it all together. Because of COVID, those plans were delayed, but we're starting to pick back up. And in the next couple of weeks and months, you'll be hearing from city officials coming to talk about that plan, the cost, and also what it entails for the city. And just to give you guys an overhead, having a hazard mitigation plan for our county and cities, it allows us to go after mitigation funding, not just from FEMA, but maybe from the state. Without that plan, all our threats and our supposed assessments are subjective. That plan gives us a foundation, and FEMA approves it, gives them the stamp of approval, and then we can use it for different legislation, things of that nature. So please be on the lookout for that, and we're excited to partner with your officials on that. Another thing that my office does is we look for grant opportunities for our public safety agencies. Every year, we help administer a Homeland Security grant of over $200,000, which we use to help purchase equipment and supplies for our public safety agencies. For Lemoore Police and Fire, we've been able to secure pagers, radios, thermal imaging cameras, jaws of life, breathing apparatus, and things of that nature. So in the next few weeks, we'll be sending out information to the police department and the fire department on that, so that they'll be able to take advantage of that and get some equipment, some funds. Yes, it's a little bit of a tedious process. We recognize that, but my office is there to help those departments along the way so they can get those funds secured. And so lastly, I just want to let you know of the relationship that my office has with your city officials, your city administrators, police chief, and fire chief. They're always responsive and participating in our trainings, our exercises. And I just want to put it on the record that having to shift from day-to-day response, their daily tasks, everything that they have to do with small departments, to future planning and preparedness is not easy. But the city officials that you've put in place, Manager Olson, Assistant Manager Spear, Chief Kendall, Chief German, they do it, and they do it well. So I just want to be here, acknowledge that, appreciate that, put it on the record for you to know as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, sir. Please state your name and
Brandon Reeder, Public Works Management Analyst. I just wanted to make a quick comment so that everybody is aware. So the C Street parking lot is going to be underway, and there have been signs up, but they are a little small, that the parking lot behind Wells Fargo, the part that the city owns, is going to be closed starting this Thursday, and will be closed until October 24th. That is all.
thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Well, hello, young man.
Hello. Good evening, council and mayor. Steve Brandt, 5731 West Levita in Visalia. Wanted to share something with you outside of official business. In May of 2020, well, most of us were navigating the early parts of the COVID period. Harry Tao passed away at age 94. Harry was the founder of Quad Consulting, which later became Quad Knopf and is now QK. I was his last supervisor, and that was a quite surreal experience to be having to supervise someone like Harry. Prior to starting Quad, Harry was Visalia's city manager and oversaw some really big projects. One of them being the establishment of Plaza Park as you come right into the city. And then the other one, he laid the groundwork for the industrial park in Visalia. And so it's because of that the Plaza Drive overcrossing at 198 has been named the Harry Tao Memorial Overcrossing. And that was about a month ago that happened. So I wanted to bring that up here because Harry was Lemoore's contract city engineer from 1998 to 2015 and did a lot of things for Lemoore. He was very good friends with David Woloshyn, Public Works Director, and even worked against his former city to bring the second Leprino plant to Lemoore. Worked really hard to make that happen, worked out all the water and sewer issues so that Leprino picked Lemoore over Visalia for their second plant. So just wanted to bring that up so that when you drive into Visalia every once in a while and you see the sign, you remember that Harry's influence was also in Lemoore as well. Thanks.
One other thing I'd like to add, Harry was involved significantly on the college location and with the Peterson family and the initial plans for that. Good. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Yes, sir.
Good evening, council and everyone. My name is Alex Walker, resident of Lemoore. I'm here to proudly represent the Lemoore Rotary Club. As you guys might have seen in the past, is around that time for our annual crab feed, and I hope to see some of y'all buying tickets and attending. But I just wanted to share the significance of the crab feed and why it's important to buy tickets and how it helps Lemoore and our greater community. This is our biggest fundraiser, and as you guys may or may not know, the Rotary Club of Lemoore provides dictionaries for our local elementary schools. When I was attending Meadow Lane long time ago, I personally received a dictionary. I still own it, has the Rotary sticker and everything. It's been used and abused over the years, but it's been something that made an impact and an introduction to me and how Rotary cares about my education and the community's education. It also supports our international projects, such as with housing security, water security, providing tools for disadvantaged communities to have clean drinking water. And as you guys know, Lemoore Rotary is a staunch proponent of providing protection, such as through Polio Plus, that program that helps vaccinate people in underprivileged communities as well. And if you're interested in attending the crab feed, it's going to be November 5th, 6 through 9. It's in person. It's tri-tip, crab, salad, sides, dessert. There will be a bar. There's all these amazing things going on. It's a great opportunity for the community to come together and really fund opportunities that are going to help our greater community. So I hope to see people buying tickets. If you're interested, I'll be here after the meeting, but you can also go to buy tickets online, or you can text Lemoore Crab Feed Lemoore Crab 2022 to 243-725 to do it online. Again, this is an amazing opportunity. It supported students like me when I was younger, and it's going to support our generation now. And I really do appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you there, Ms. Walker. Do you have any? Oh, you do? Okay.
Good evening. I did receive an email from Jules Morris, and it reads, "To the City Clerk of Lemoore, I would like to thank you for the detailed final inspection of our business building/facility at 235 West D Street, Lemoore on August 18th, 2022, conducted by Ray and Faith. I am pleased to say that both of them and with other two gentlemen, I apologize that I forgot their names, were very cordial and professional from the very start in explaining to us and carefully pointing out the areas that needed attention, which enabled us to fix the discrepancies correctly and in a timely manner. We hope that you will continue your exceptional service to the future business owners in the coming years to come. We hope that our working relations with you will continue, and looking forward for a long association with your good office and employees. Thank you. Very respectfully, Jules Morris, CEO of J Lotus International Trading." Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? Nope. Okay, and you have none online, correct? No? Okay. Okay, so that's going to take us to our ceremonial presentations, and seeing none, it'll take us to the department and city manager reports.
Yes, first up tonight is Chief Kendall.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I have a few things to report out on today. Sergeant Matthew Gonzalez will be retiring as of October 14th. He has over 25 years of service with our department and over 30 years of service total time in law enforcement. He'll be thoroughly missed. He brings a lot to our department, and understandably so. He's rightfully retiring, but he will be missed. With that being said, tomorrow is Coffee with a Cop at the Senior Center, starting at 7 in the morning. And I think I inadvertently put out the wrong date during the last council meeting, so I apologize. But the 25th will be National Night Out, and Red Ribbon Week will start on Monday, the 24th. National Night Out will be held from 4 to 6 out at Heritage Park. At the last council meeting, I had not heard from the Department of Justice via COPS grants in regards to that $1 million. That Friday, I did get an email saying that we were awarded that grant. And so we will be moving forward with getting that funded. For the dispatch center, we did have that hang up with the fax lines. It looks like we got that situation resolved. Once that's in, we will, within the next couple weeks, I'm told, should be able to move our records department over to the new building and have a formal opening to the public. And lastly, Reserve Officer Brandon Carcamo will be officially sworn in tomorrow down at the police department at 1 o'clock, and you are all invited. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Brandon Reeder for Public Works.
Hi, Brandon Reeder, Management Analyst, Public Works. So we just have a couple things going on in Public Works. The first, as I mentioned, the C Street parking lot over by Wells Fargo will be redone here in the next few weeks. It's going to be concrete. It's going to look really nice. You're going to love it. And then the next thing that we have going on, so starting next Tuesday, we will have the school zones. There's a striping project going to be taking place, and we're going to restripe all the school zones. They will be doing night work, so that shouldn't impact anything during the day. And so they'll be coming out starting October 11th. And then starting tomorrow, the canopy footings out at the Lemoore Sports Complex are going to be poured. And that's all we have for Public Works right now.
Thanks. Thanks, Brandon. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. So not much out of my office this week. Just we did host the city county coordinators meeting last night. Well attended. We had all cities represented within the county and the board of supervisors, and had some good guest speakers and good topics. So thought we had a good meeting. That's it for tonight.
Okay, so that's going to take us to section 3, consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar. They will be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or a member of the public requests individual consideration. There are 3-1, approval of the minutes, regular meeting, September 20th, 2022. 3-2, approval of resolution 2022-37, authorizing continued use of the remote teleconferencing provisions, AB 361. 3-3, approval of the biannual review of the conflict of interest code. 3-4, approval of the First Amendment to the facility use agreement between the city of Lemoore and Lemoore Little League. 3-5, approval of resolution 2022-38, accepting AMG and Associates offer for the sale and development of surplus land owned by the city of Lemoore, and authorized the city manager to enter an escrow. APNs 023-020-065 and 023-020-064. 3-6, approval of the budget amendment, CIP 5013, the Bush Street overlay. So with that being said, would anybody on council like to pull any of the items on consent calendar?
Can I just ask a question of the council?
Sure.
Mary, on the facility use agreement, is there, you've had a chance to review that, and you think there's enough specificity in there?
Oh, yes, we reviewed and revised that.
Okay, good. No issues.
Okay.
So moved.
So would any member of the public like to pull any items on consent calendar? None? Okay.
Councilmember Gornick moved the consent. He moved for approval.
Well, yeah, but we have to open it to the public first.
Oh, no, I know. I just didn't know if you.
Yeah, I got you. So we're gonna go ahead and bring it back to council. So I have a motion
Second.
by Mr. Gornick and a second by Ms. Matthews. So with that, Mr. Gornick, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mrs. Matthews?
Aye.
Mr. Cheney?
Aye.
Mr. Orth?
Aye.
I vote yes. Ayes have it. So that's gonna take us to public hearing, which there is none. New business? There is none. So that's gonna take us into our brief council reports and requests. So Mr. Cheney, start with you.
I just want to thank all of the city employees, the police department, fire department, everybody that makes the city work. So, and want to make sure we go to 11 after. Not 10 after, 11 after.
I think Miss Masters won't let that happen.
So,
It's messed up.
So we'll sit here quietly for a minute.
Ugh.
I'm kidding. Are you done? Mr. Cheney?
I'm done.
Okay. Mr. Gornick?
I want to thank Nathan and Marissa and Melissa for the standing up the meeting yesterday. It was the first one I attended with all the groups in the county, and I thought it was very beneficial. It was good interchange amongst all the cities, and learn a little bit about what some of their projects are and what their issues are. So thanks everybody for that. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Orth?
Like, thank, like Janie did, all the city staff, everything, police, fire, everything you do. You guys, make the city look good and run good. Thank you very much.
Ms. Matthews?
I'll echo that from my fellow
25.
count. Anyway, council members, and then add a couple of things. The KWRA meeting that I attended, things are moving along, no real changes there. Also attended the LHS homecoming parade and the game, which I'm happy to report that they won. Woo-hoo.
Tigers.
Let's see. You guys talked about all that, so I'll skip that. The senior center is having a membership breakfast this Friday at 7, not at 7, the 7th. So if you know anybody interested in checking out the senior center and becoming a member, make sure that they check that out. They also have their yard sale coming up on the 8th and 9th. So stop by and check that out if you're interested as well. The Salute to Ag dinner is coming up on October 15th here at the Eagle Arena at West Hills. Space is limited, so if you're interested in that, make sure you contact the chamber and get your ticket. I didn't write the date down, sorry. The KCAO/West Hills/CalFresh food distribution is coming up on October 17th, which is a Monday. So if you know anybody in need, pass that information along. Also, the Veterans Day Parade coming up on the 11th of November. It's being put on by the American Legion, and they're still looking for entry. So if you know any clubs or groups or anybody that's interested in participating in that, have them contact the American Legion. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to thank Mr. Abraham Valencia, I said it right, from the OES department. Nice for having you. Thanks for coming down. Brandon Reeder, thank you. Mr. Brandt, thank you for, your comment. And I'd also like to thank city staff for putting together the meeting yesterday. Melissa, almost called her Melissa, Marissa. Man, sorry. You've messed my name up before too, so we're even now. And also would like to thank Bruce German. So a lot of people don't realize this. Bruce German's going to be retiring here in December. He's been our fire chief, I don't know, 10 years now, maybe less, maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. But it was his continued efforts that, he badgered old Rudy Salas and Melissa Hurtado and got us a $2 million grant from those two put together. And half of the check got presented, I guess, if you will, by Rudy Salas last week. And Melissa Toddle's gonna be giving the other half coming up here pretty soon. So just wanted to give Bruce a shout out, letting them know that, you know, he's thought of. He seems to think otherwise. So with that being said, we're adjourned. Thank you for coming.